I had a real-life experience that showed me what the difference between the two games was. I spoke at an education summit for Microsoft. I also spoke at an education summit for Apple. At the Microsoft Summit, I would say that 70 to 80% of the executives spent about 70 to 80% of their presentations talking about how to beat Apple. At the Apple Summit, 100% of the executives spent 100% of their presentations talking about how to help teachers teach and how to help students learn. One was obsessed with where they were going, the other one was obsessed with beating their competition. Guess which one was in quagmire? Guess which one was racing through the will and resources to stay in the game? At the end of my talk at Microsoft, they gave me a gift. They gave me the new Zune when it was a thing. This was Microsoft's answer to the iPod. This little piece of technology was absolutely fantastic. The user interface was simple. It was easy to understand. It was elegant. It worked flawlessly. It was a brilliant little piece of technology. I'm sharing a taxi with a senior executive from Apple after the Apple talk, and I couldn't help myself. I just had to stir the pot. So I turned to him and I say, you know, Microsoft gave me their new Zune. It is so much better than your iPod Touch. And he looks at me and he says, I have no doubt. And the conversation was over. Because an infinite player understands that sometimes you have the better product and sometimes they have the better product. And there's no such thing as winning or being the best. There's only ahead and behind. And the only true competitor in an infinite game is yourself. The goal is to make a better product this year than you had last year, to ensure that your culture is stronger this year than it was last year, that your leaders are growing at a stronger pace this year than they were last year, that everything about your organization, your systems, everything is improving, improving, and improving. It's constant improvement. There is no end to this game. It's a game of constant improvement. Which means if we have to completely reconfigure how we think about leadership for the infinite game, it begs the question, well, how are we supposed to lead in the infinite game? There are 5 things that have to happen to really become a leader for the infinite game. 1, you have to have a just cause. 2, you have to have trusting teams. 3, you have to have a worthy adversary. 4, you have to have existential flexibility. And 5, you have to have the courage to lead. Just cause. A just cause is a purpose or cause that is so just you would willingly sacrifice to be a part of it. It doesn't have to be sacrifice your life, but you would turn down a higher paying job because you'd rather stay here and be a part of what you're doing now. It means that you willingly work late hours or go on business trips or maybe not see your family as much. You don't like it, but it's worth it. It feels worth it. That's what a just cause is. There are many great just causes out there. Apple was founded on the premise that individuals should be able to stand up to Big Brother. That's why they're so appealing to creatives and young people, people who like the idea of standing up to Big Brother. The United States wrote in the Declaration of Independence, all men are created equal, endowed with these unalienable rights, amongst which include life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is an ideal. Just causes are a description of a future state so ideal that for all practical purposes we will never actually achieve that vision, but we will die trying. That is the point. This is what gives our lives and our work meaning. That it's not about simply achieving some sort of metric, hitting some sort of goal that has no purpose, but rather that every goal we hit is a marker that we're making progress towards something even bigger. It's about momentum, not about absolutes. Yes, metrics are very, very important. They help us count speed and distance. And every milestone we pass makes us feel like we're getting closer and closer, which re-energizes that we can do this, we can do this. You have to have a just cause. Sometimes we use the word vision. I don't like the word vision because there's no standard definition of it. I talk to companies all the time. I say, what's your company's vision? To be the biggest in our industry by 2024. What's your vision? They give me a dollar sign, an amount that they want to hit. It's nothing to do with vision. The reason we call it vision is because you have to be able to see it. Imagine a world that is different to the one we have now, that you believe that if everything that you did in your organization went perfectly, you would contribute to the building of that world. I have a vision. I imagine a world in which the vast majority of people wake up every single morning inspired, feel safe at work, and return home fulfilled at the end of the day. I have completely devoted everything I do to help advance this vision of the world. I know I won't ever get there, but I'll die trying. That is the point. Every organization that says we choose trust, every organization that says we choose people before profit, every organization that says there's got to be a better way in which we're doing this, every organization that wants to protect its people, means we're making progress towards this world that I imagine.